Interact's loan management solution is very sophisticated. It allows you to set up loan policies and loan agreement templates and so on, and it's designed to enable employees to request loans online through self-service, and those requests will be controlled based on certain conditions. And those requests that are accepted and approved will automatically lead to a deduction, a loan deduction that is added to the payroll, which will take care of the loan installments and will continue until the loan has been fully reimbursed. So, as with every module in Interact, the loan management module includes settings around the request numbers, in this case the agreement number, also the numbering process. You have settings around how the loan will be processed. Will the loan payment itself be processed from payroll on the effective date of the first payment? Do you display the salary in the loan form or not? Will you display the allowance information in the loan form? How are you going to round the loans? Who is providing the loan? Is it employer or is it the third party, or is it both? What is the loan request approval workflow? As in Interact, you always have a simple, straightforward workflow that you can choose from the start, different from the HR actions and other very unique workflows. Do you want to have an automatic acceptance of a loan? And do you allow payment of loan outside of payroll? And will the loan payment period be the same as the pay period? You can also activate interfaces to AR and to the GL, so accounts receivable and general ledger. And then the control of the loan policy payment. Here you can set up some basic rules that says that the total loan payment of all loans shall not exceed 500% of basic salary. Total loan payment of all loans shall not exceed a certain amount of the last net salary, or total loan amount, loan payment of all loans shall not exceed percentage of last gross salary. So you can set up these things the way you want to, and the maximum loan request that can be submitted per pay period per employee. These are some general controls and parameters. Then we go and look at the loan agreements. Here you find a template. I'm using one example, which is an education loan agreement. And you will find that there is a template here that can be used. System will automatically fill this in with the correct loan information if that is what you want to use. Next are the loan policies. In my case, I have set up an education loan. And here you see a lot of controls and conditions that will drive how the loan system will work. So as you can see, you can set up the maximum life of the loan. You can set up the minimum seniority you need to have to request a loan, whether loan payment can be done from off-cycle payroll, what is the maximum loan value, what is the interest rate to be used. And this is for this particular loan policy, which is the education loan. This can differ for other loans, obviously. Who will be the loan provider? Will there be any loan collateral required? Then you link that loan to a loan deduction and or a benefit, and you're going to set up a loan request review. Again, the standard workflow can be modified at the individual loan policy level, for example. You can set up conditions for jobs, grades, and nationalities, so that certain people in certain jobs or grades or nationalities are not entitled to a particular loan. You can set up what is it that you're going to use to determine what the gross or net salary will be to check the maximum loan amount. Okay, so you might say that the loan amount shall not exceed a certain percentage of last gross salary. Let's say 150% for this particular loan. Then we need to just reconfirm what exactly do you want to include in that last gross salary, so that we're comparing the right thing. You have other rules, like you cannot apply for the same loan if there is a current loan running that has not been paid off yet. Whether you want to adjust the old loan balance amount from a new loan, and so on. So these loans are linked with employee groups, so they can be made available to certain employee groups only, to certain organization units only, to people based on their job, and we can limit the maximum loan amount based on the job title based on the grade that you're in or based on the maximum salary that you're making. So there are many ways to control this. As you can see, we have some standard rules and some percentages that we can use, or we could go and limit it based on other criteria. Now, once we've got the loan agreement templates in place, we have the loan policies defined and who's entitled to it and what is going to control it, then the process is pretty simple. So I've logged in as one of our employees now, Jane Doe, in her self-service, and we'll go right to her loan request option. And there we'll have her choose an education loan, and the requested amount will be $10,000. It will be paid over 12 months, and the loan date will be today, and the first payment will therefore take place in the month of May. Now that's all I need to do. I'm going to proceed with my request, and we will look at her request from the point of view of the supervisor, who is going to be notified that there is a loan request, in which case, based on this company's policy, the supervisor has to review and approve. So we log in as a supervisor for Jane Doe, and we will find that there are loan requests that are pending right now, and that's the one that came in from Jane. So we're going to review this real quick and then approve the loan request. In my case, it means recommending it. And now let's go and see what happens when we run the payroll. We will initialize our payroll. We'll take you through a very quick payroll process here now. That's step 1. Step 2 in the payroll is the automatic timesheet. Obviously, I'm not showing that be dispersing the loan to the employee through an off-cycle payroll process typically, because they came to you at some point during the pay period when they needed to get that loan amount. And we will just pick Jane off the list right here, and we will see that because the loan was requested in April, the amount will be paid to her in April, but she will not be making any installment payments herself yet. There will be no deductions in the month of April. So you will find right here that under deductions there is nothing new yet. Now what we'll do is we'll finish her payroll real quick and move on to the next pay period. We will run the payroll for Jane, specifically Jane Doe right here. We will run the final payroll also for Jane Doe, and then we'll move on to the next pay period, where you will see how the loan kicks in automatically. The whole point being that there is no work to be done by payroll to worry about loan deductions. These things take care of themselves. So now we've completed the payroll for Jane Doe for this pay period. What we're going to do is we're going to open up the next pay period, and we will see if the loan is now being processed by the payroll automatically. So I'm going to choose my next pay period. In my case, this will be May. Remember, we took the loan in April with the request for the first payment to take place in May, the first installment payment. So we will open up this pay period now. You can see how our payroll works. Obviously, loan management is seamlessly integrated with the payroll. And all we need to do now is take the next step in payroll processing, which is to initialize the pay period of May. And there we see that there is a new deduction that's been added by our initialization process. And when we proceed with the automatic timesheet now, then we'll be able to get Jane Doe's record. And there, when you go and look at the detail, you will find under deductions that the system has automatically included a deduction of $850 for an education loan. This was done by the payroll as a result of the approval and the request that came in through self-service. So if we go and finish this process, we will look one more time at the impact that we will have on the pay. We will run the final payroll, and then we're going to take a look at Jane's self-service so that you can see that the system is now recording the process. Here you see that their variances are showing up in case there are some large variances between different pay periods that we're running. If we run this final payroll now for Jane Doe, and we go take a look at her self-service, you will find that the employee, first of all, will have a loan history now, which shows you the payments and the balance. And secondly, the employee also has the ability, as indicated, to go and request a change in the term or the terms of the loan. There might have been different loans set up, so they're all showing here. And now you can request a change in the remaining balance, in the payment terms, or a stop payment. So in the payment term itself, change the balance. In that case, you may have some other, obviously there's got to be something else done in order to deal with that. And you can just request a break in your payments. Maybe there's a reason why you need that loan to be stopped temporarily so that you can catch your breath. So that's the point. Everything is integrated. As you can see, all that happened is the employee requested the loan, the supervisor approved it, payroll ran their process without having to manually make any changes. The system picked up the loan deductions on the right time, and the history is getting updated. And in addition to that, GL and other transactions would be happening also for you.